All right, Summit Academy, here we go. As promised, we're going to talk about writing prompts, job interview style questions. Okay, so these are going to be the writing prompts that I'm going to be posting up in the Google Social Studies classrooms, and I figure I'd give you this nice little presentation as to what to expect. What are they, or what they are? It's a series of postings that I'll be asking you to type out a response to job interview style questions. Um, Basically, job interview questions can range from tell me more about yourself to if you could pick an animal, would you rather be a cheetah or an eagle? So, as zany as those questions could be, these are actual job style interview questions. So, I started off this week with the example that we're going to have here today. Okay. So, next up, sorry. So these questions will take a skill that you're familiar with, which is writing a paragraph, with a life skill for the future, which is, well, responding to a job interview style question. Where can I find these again? I'm going to have them posted to your Social Studies Google Classroom site, and I'll also have a hard copy of the questions if you're unable to get into the classroom at this time. Okay, so again, having a hard copy, if you're not able to get in Google Classroom, can be provided. I did send out a packet for some that have 4 questions already, so you can work on those if you like. Why does this all matter, really? We got to think about the why does this truly matter? Well, we all have the desire to work in some field, and making sure that we are aware when one day we're going to be asked questions during an interview, and we just have to know how to better respond to them. The more we practice, the better we can use this skill of filling out an application that has these questions. It can also help prepare ourselves to verbally say these questions as well, okay? Or to verbally respond to the questions. Because if you're asking, what's your greatest accomplishments, and you're just like, if you never really practiced that kind of a question, you're going to be kind of stumped. You got to kind of dig deep and think about, what are my greatest accomplishments? Something along those lines. And a disclaimer, sometimes at the start, you may just be asked basic questions like, your name, address, how's your flexibility in your schedule. So, some of those things. But, sometimes, but as we progress down the road, especially when you're working on a career, something like in the world of education or engineering or really anything that you want to be when you get older, it's important to know how to best respond to these kind of questions. Because again, you may have to respond to them in the actual interview, or you may even see them in the application that you're filling out. All right. So with that being said, here's the example question, which is actually, surprise, our first one in your posting. So how would you describe your work style? This is a question we got to think about, our work style. And this is actually very important right now as we are in our process of remote learning and getting all the work that we need to do. How is our work style? Well, here's a not so great example. My work style is okay. I mean, I can do a lot of good things if you ask. I'm always willing to do work, but don't ask me to work on weekends because I don't want to. I need to make sure I'm making money. Ooh, all right. Let's look over the pros and cons of this example. All right, there's a couple pros. All right, so if you count the sentences, this response did have 5 sentences, and our expectation is 5 to 7 sentences when writing a paragraph. So, okay, not bad. And it did somewhat respond to the question. Was it a great response? No, but did it somewhat respond to it? Yeah. Now here's the cons. This relatively did not give a great explanation at all. Again, it somewhat responded to it, pertaining to his or her work style. They gave some pretty harsh vibes in that example. Saying things like, especially using the word like, what's using the slang use, even by saying, like, I don't know this, some slang use there. But also pretty much saying, yeah, I don't want to really work on the weekends and I just want to make money. Again, some really harsh vibes there, kind of some if you will, some negativity brought out in that response. And then this employer is going to look at it and go, oh, well, I guess not. And of course, they made errors in there and they didn't even bother correcting that response. What would a good example or a better example that has basically all pros and zero cons? Well, here we go. When it comes to my work style, I would say that I am someone who has a great work ethic. One reason is that I can balance multiple tasks such as schoolwork and getting chores done around the house. Another reason would be that my peers and teachers tell me that I am a hard worker in the classroom. An example of this would be taking notes, asking questions in class, and getting my assignments done to earn good grades. I will say there are times when I'm not perfect and do need to rest. However, I know that I can be a good fit for your company if you hire me due to my strong work style. Okay, so what made this response better? Well, we we basically restated our question. So when it comes to your work style, that you would say that you're somebody who has a great work ethic, and you elaborated on that. You basically told me more about what makes your work ethic good. Okay. Another thing is that we used what's called transitioning or transition style words. So, like one reason. So, sorry. So, right here, one reason, another reason, even by saying an example of, and however. Okay. So, we've used transition style words. We didn't have what's called word omission. We didn't, leave out any words or have additional words that don't make sense. We didn't have any slang usage. We had everything is capitalized. We had all capitalizations. We have correct punctuations, end periods, and we used our commas fairly well. And we also put a lot of positivity to this and just one negative, if you will, by saying there's times I'm not perfect and I do need a rest. But other than that, we basically sold ourselves by saying we're a good hard worker and that we're a good fit for the company. Now, am I going to expect that your responses look like this right now? No. But again, this is something we'll aim towards more and more as we're going along by finding your voice and expressing to me, a good response in the jobs interview style questions. So I offer now in your turn to make sure you do the following when working on these prompts. Responding to the prompt to the best of your ability, okay? It's not going to be, will it be at this level just yet? I'm not sure. Well, that will be determined in your responses. But try to aim for having a well thought round out answer, okay? Make sure that you are selling your good skills, okay? Make sure you're selling a lot, okay? That you're doing good and that you're not really bringing much negativity into your response. Like, all I just want to do is make money. And then once finished, please make sure you're checking your work. And on those documents that are in Classroom, I put up a list of items that in your document you should check over when finished. Again, capitalization, punctuation, making sure that you at least restated the question, avoided slang use and word omissions, things like that, so that your response looks well written and that you did check over your answers. Because again, typing out the first time is awesome. That's the first step. But the next step is also making sure that we're checking over our work. So that way we can avoid this not so great example of having a misspell here and not even capitalizing I there. Okay? So with that being said, good luck. And I wish you the best of luck. And I am excited to see these prompts in the near future. Thank you again. Have a great day.